Hello everybody watching. I'm just doing a impromptu live Facebook video on the Ile Saint Louis. Now, I'll explain this later, but I have reason to be here at the moment for a little while. And I figured it was just too good a day not to take this camera with me on this walk that I'm going on to show you what I can see, because sometimes Paris is just too beautiful not to share. Now, in terms of rules and regulations, it's totally legit why I'm going for a walk, yet I don't know if it's totally legit to film said walk. So if I get in trouble with any kind of authorities, I'll probably try and talk my way out of it, but then I might end the video abruptly. So if I disappear, now you know why. Anyway, so what I'm planning to do is just walk this all the way around and finish somewhere around here. So that's what we're doing. Quai d'Orléans. But like I said, just such a nice day. It would feel wrong not to show it. If you got questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at today. Give you a little bit of a Paris escape as the sun sort of starts going down on this autumnal day. Lots of people out for their exercise around here. So there's a few things I actually wanted to point out that I'm going to pass that are going to become really relevant in the coming days. Oh, happy days, Karen. Happy days. For those of you just joining, this is just an impromptu quick walk around the Ile Saint Louis. I call it the Pearl of Paris. Amazing doors. This is going to be something that I talk about more in the coming days. And also, I wanted to just sort of alert people that I'll be releasing a bonus podcast episode tomorrow. And it's all about this island. So I just kind of wanted to give you a taste of what I'll be talking about. And one should always take the chance to check in on the Notre Dame as well. Do you guys hear all the la-la-la-la-las? So there you go, Notre Dame, let's have a look. So still, weirdly, this is where I was standing when it was burning. Right here where I am now. And it's under a pretty serious construction. A couple of cranes in there, not sure if you can see them. Just beautiful afternoon sun on these buildings. Imagine living up here. Imagine that. Valerie loves the balconies. I'm with you on that one, Valerie. Okay, we continue. So this here is the Ile de la Cité. And this here that we're walking on, Ile Saint Louis. Has all the melted scaffolding been removed? It's hard to tell up on the Notre Dame. Let's take one more look at it before I continue. So the scaffold right in the middle was where all the sort of melted scaffolding was. It's really hard to tell. It looks like it's all been removed. You'd think so after this much time. And a swan. And the sunset. And we continue. Like I said at the start, I'm just running an errand. Not doing a long walk show, but just grabbed the camera before I left. Also, I don't really want to get stopped by police while filming, just because that'd be embarrassing for me too. There's 8 soldiers over on the other side of the road. Well, I think actually I want to go this way first. Usually I'd be much more interactive with the comments, but I'm not quite looking at them at the moment. Figure out where to go. So there's a podcast coming out tomorrow, and I called it The Pearl of Paris, the Ile Saint Louis. And in it, I met a man who has lived here since the 90s on this island. And in case you're new to Paris, there's 2 islands in Paris. I'm standing on one of them, 2 natural islands anyway. There's the other. In fact, during the podcast, he talks about these very buildings. So listen out. It's a really interesting pod, so I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. But the guest also talked about this exact place where I'm standing. So I kind of want to have a record of it, so you guys who listen to the show will know what I'm talking about. He recommended these very benches as one of his favorite places to sit and just see the city go by, you know? And I said in the show, I remember when the Seine flooded and the water came up to about where I'm pointing, on that very lamppost. So this is something to, go back and check if you listen to the podcast. And there's the Hôtel de Ville, my favorite building in Paris. What a day, look at this. The mayor in there somewhere, no doubt running around. Onwards. There's just one more thing I want to show you on this island, on the main sort of drag that we're going to walk down towards that shop near where I started. And it is a fantastic doorway. And I'll be talking more about this in the podcast as well. If I sound a little out of breath, it's because, of course, I'm wearing a mask, as everyone in Paris has to. I have not been looking at the comments so much, but I see Jim McPherson asked if I know David Turnley. He lives on Saint Louis. Believe it or not, I met him randomly at the Peloton Cafe a couple months back and had a good old chat with him. Peloton Cafe just down there for you guys playing at home. And he was really lovely. And he said he'd be on the show at some point. And as we were talking, he told me that he was working on self-publishing a book. And I told him that I'd done Paris on Air self-published. And then he asked me about it. I started getting really passionate as I talk about it. And David pulled out his camera and just started taking pictures of me, which is quite an honor because, anyone who knows his work, he's photographed everybody. Obama, Mandela, Seinfeld. Really interesting guy. And yeah, I've seen him from a distance on this island, and I'll try and get him on the podcast. Now, down the main drag to end out this walk show. Watching from San Antonio, Texas. Well, howdy there, Texas. Howdy, Lucy. People wondering about Christmas lights? They're starting to set them up. Here we go. So I'm obsessed with the doorways of this island, and I've been taking pictures of all my favorite ones. So in the coming days, you guys will see a blog post where I've got about 50 pictures of these doors. More probably. I just walked around, took a picture of all the ones that caught my attention. I like this one with its chasseur. I'm breaking Holly's heart. I'm sorry, Holly. Turn it off. It's not going to get any better. Worse. Bonjour. Ça va? Oui, pas mal, merci. I was just the dude at the pharmacy. Friendly people. It's like a little village here. Now, look at this. Look at the light. What an afternoon. On we go. What number am I at? 61. Okay, so you guys will hear in this podcast. If you're not listening to the podcast, subscribe for tomorrow's episode because it's a particularly good one. But I met this guy on the street. I don't want to give away too much. Another nice door. I met a guy in the street and got talking to him. and he said, let's do a podcast. No, I said, let's do a podcast because I want to know more about what it was like to live here since the 90s on this island. And he had all these cool stories to tell. And I found out where he lived. I almost dropped my jaw because he lives behind the best door on the island, maybe among the top ones in Paris. It's on my right. Hang on, behind these guys. Okay, a long shot, and the door's open, believe it or not. And then look at this. And see if it's open, we'll have a little look. Bonjour. So I actually was in here yesterday taking pictures of everything inside these doors because it was properly open. And I'll share that on Facebook and Instagram and everything tomorrow. But there's just a little look at this amazing courtyard. Oh. Bonjour. And out. Did they just come on since we were walking? That seems unbelievable. The door is usually open, says Beth. Well, I got all the codes too now. So I've been up the stairs. Here we go. Here's maybe Beth, you were talking about this one as well, where there's a hotel and the door's always open. And we'll have a quick look in here too. Look, it's not every day we're doing a walk in Ile Saint Louis. It's pretty cool. It's the kind of thing where the internet will cut out if I go in too far, I think. Amazing. All right. It's been a while since I've done an impromptu Facebook walk. I used to do them all the time. Now I guess I do mostly YouTube stuff, but I thought, let's duck back onto Facebook. And look, oh no, I'm at the supermarket where I must finish my errands. Or start my errands, I guess. Look at this car. So I guess I gotta finish. But look, I'll go a little bit further down the street and come back. That was a nice car. Just towards this church. Back in the middle of the street. Look, Betty always open. Lucy asks if lovely Lena is with me. If she was with me, she'd be on camera. She's not. But anyway, let's take a look at this church. Anyway, everything will become clear in a couple days. But I got a lot of good stuff from this island. And I just wanted to show you that big green door and that point to sort of make a few other things clear for tomorrow's show. But open, let's see what happens if I look through the window. This I've never seen open, at least not in the past couple days. Oh, we might lose connection. Let's see what happens. We'll do one more loop of the block. Small block. So, if you didn't hear my podcast earlier this week explaining the rules, I don't really want to get into it too much now, but in short, it's a lot of a sort of less strict lockdown compared to the last one in Paris. The last one where you weren't really allowed to leave home for anything, just food and doctors and exercise. But now you can do work, you can do a ton of different things actually. You know what I love about this island? Like that sign there on the left, it says it's referring to Saint Vincent de Paul, Saint Vincent de Paul, and 1652, which is just crazy that he established this site. 1652. I know a lot of you guys are watching from the States. It's got to trip your mind, right? 1652. As an Australian, I'm constantly bamboozled by those things. Oh, imagine this. Okay. It tells me not to film after I walk past. So lots of people out compared to last time. Loads of people out. And just one of these beautiful days. Just a stunning, beautiful day. And I've been fortunate to be spending a lot of time here now. And as I said, I'll explain all this in the coming days, especially on the podcast tomorrow and on Monday. But for now, we'll just appreciate it while I go for a quick walk. Wow, look at those lights. Hi Maria, nice to see you tuning in. Oh yeah, the other thing is the children's book, Kylie, the crocodile. What is it, the 18th of November today? It's being printed, it'll exist in 2 days. So I can still sneak some postal addresses on there if you're quick, because they're going to send them out from the factory and they haven't done it yet. I probably got until tonight. I'll send the final list. The EiffelTower.com/croc to get your copy. The EiffelTower.com/croc. If you are a member of this site, on Patreon member, you'll see I've just before I walked out emailed out the scroll with all the information about the Ile Saint Louis based on the episode coming out tomorrow. Loads of pics, YouTube videos, links explaining more about this island and Paris. I think you guys will enjoy it. In your inboxes now, patrons. But as for me, I'm going into the shop. Maybe. Oh yeah, this is also mentioned, Ile aux Vaches. That'll become clear tomorrow as well. Cow Island. But I'm going to leave you guys now. Thanks for watching, just a quick one. Have a really nice day wherever you are, and hope this cured a bit of the Paris cravings I'm sure people have been feeling.
C'est vrai qu'on est venu à pied sur le théâtre.